Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fort Knox, Kentucky. I am Lieutenant Colonel Marissa Pace, your narrator for today's graduation ceremony. At this time, we would like to welcome all general officers, senior officers, and distinguished guests. Today's ceremony honors the successful completion of Advance Camp. The graduating unit for today is the 3rd Regiment of Advance Camp, the General George H. Decker Regiment. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Cadet Brian Tenike from Ferris State University. The color guard is comprised of cadets selected from the regiment. They are led by Cadet Thomas Little from the University of North Georgia. Also participating in today's ceremony is the 1st Armored Division Band from Fort Bliss, Texas, commanded by Chief Warrant Officer 3, Michael J. Moore. To your right, you see the salute battery, provided by the Steel Squadron, 3rd Cavalry Regiment from Fort Hood, Texas, and led by 1st Lieutenant Nicole Walsh and Sergeant First Class Colt Southen. This ceremony marks the culmination of 38 days of rigorous and intensive training for these young men and women. For them, Advance Camp served as a test of their leadership abilities and potential to be an officer. They have emerged from this challenge confident in their ability to assume the tremendous responsibilities of being an Army officer. The cadets of the 3rd Regiment are now formed in front of you. Each regiment has had the honor of having bestowed upon it a namesake. This namesake is in honor of a general officer whose values and accomplishments represent the best the Army has to offer. 3rd Regiment has had the distinct privilege of honoring General George H. Decker. George Henry Decker graduated from Lafayette College with an economics degree in 1924 and was commissioned a 2nd lieutenant in June 1924. He was a professional soldier for 38 years, during which time he commanded at multiple echelons in multiple wars, including World War II and the Korean War, culminating in his appointment as Chief of Staff of the Army from 1960 to 1962. General Decker passed away on February 6, 1980. In honor of their completion of Advance Camp, the cadets from the General George H. Decker Regiment will be receiving a 3-gun salute in the form of a cadet cannonade. In a moment, the commander of troops will bring the units to attention and present arms. The reviewing officer for today's ceremony is General James Dickinson, the Commanding General of United States Space Command. He is accompanied by the host and the Regimental Tactical Officer, Lieutenant Colonel J.D. Finch. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the rendering of honors to the reviewing officer and the invocation offered by Chaplain Candidate First Lieutenant Mark Bigelow.
As I pray according to my faith tradition, please join me by praying according to your faith tradition. Let's pray. Father in heaven, thank you for ordaining and directing the steps of the 3rd Regiment cadets, cadre, their family and friends, to this well-earned graduation day. The path that led them here today is a path paved with sacrifice, selflessness, and steadfastness. Thank you for their commitment and perseverance to walk that path. Lord, as the cadets commence their leadership journey in the United States Army, may they not take the path of pride, but instead lead in humility as a servant leader. Lead them to do what is just and good, and give them strength and discernment to avoid and punish that which is wrong, unjust, and evil. I pray that the trials, tribulations, and training that they embraced and endured at CST will be used to make them professional, proficient, and courageous leaders. Tomorrow is uncertain, O Lord, but we are certain you hold our tomorrow. To you belong all the honor and the glory. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The colors are now being brought forward by the Commander of Troops. The flags present for today's ceremony are the national colors, the Army Field Flag, and the Cadet Command colors. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem and remain standing during the firing of the cadet cannonade. We ask that military personnel in uniform maintain their hand salute until the completion of the cadet cannonade. The United States Army ROTC Cadet Cannonade salutes the three pillars of our service to the nation. Duty. Obedience and disciplined performance despite difficulty or danger. Duty requires self-responsibility and selfless devotion. Honor. Encompassing integrity and dedication. Honor is the thread which holds together the fabric of our Army. Country, for which men and women have given their lives. Our country shines as a light of freedom and dignity to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The Cadet Creed was adopted to instill in Army cadets the values that are critical for successful performance. Cadet John Dindo from Clarkson University will now recite the Cadet Creed.
The Cadet Creed. I am an Army cadet. Soon I will take an oath to become an Army officer, committed to defending the values which make this nation great. Honor is my touchstone. I understand mission first and people always. I am the past, the spirit of those warriors who have made the final sacrifice. I am the present, the scholar and apprenticed soldier enhancing my skills in the science of warfare and the art of leadership. But above all, I am the future warrior leader of the United States Army. May God give me the compassion and judgment to lead and the gallantry in battle to win. I will do my duty. Leadership excellence, sir.
The greater community of Fort Knox and our national and local service organizations are here to show their support to our future Army leaders. These cadets have demonstrated superior character and service throughout training and will be recognized for their efforts. We kindly ask family and friends to remain seated during the awards presentation. The awardees will be brought forward immediately following the ceremony for pictures. The AUSA Leadership Excellence Award is presented by Major General Retired Troy Koch. The award is presented to the top cadet in each regiment as determined by a regimental cadre board. This award is presented to Cadet Maxwell Congrove from Ohio State University. The Military Order of the World Wars Award is presented by Major Retired Carl Cornelius. The award is presented to the cadet who best demonstrates the ability to evaluate, analyze, apply, and understand experiences and capabilities to solve tactical problem sets. This award is presented to Cadet Lauren Jeans from Claremont McKenna College. The Military Officers Association of America Award is presented by Major Retired Carl Cornelius. The award is given to the cadet that has demonstrated superior dedication to duty and established a positive command presence by accepting accountability for self and assigned unit through employment of team members while applying the fundamentals of leadership. This award is presented to Cadet Nicholas Vosberg from Appalachian State University. The First Command Financial Services Award is presented by Ms. Sonia McNeil to the cadet who best demonstrates the leadership traits necessary to encourage teamwork, improve unit cohesion, and reinforce mission accomplishment. This award is presented to Cadet Adam Ariel from Texas A&M University, Central Texas. The Armed Forces Bank Award is presented by Major John Drew to the cadet that best demonstrates respect for other cultures and people by effectively utilizing the training scenarios to demonstrate a mastery of cross-cultural competencies as they relate to a complex environment. This award is presented to Cadet Ethan Gilmore from Virginia Military Institute. The Reserve Officers Association Award is presented by Colonel Retired Clifford Bernstein. The award is given to the cadet that embodies the characteristics of a comprehensive soldier by demonstrating resilience, the lifelong pursuit of enhanced performance to cope with adversity in stressful situations, and thrive in life. This award is presented to Cadet Edgar Christie from the University of North Carolina, Pembroke. The Bold Leader Spirit Award is presented by Sergeant Major Retired Robert Moore to the cadet who best demonstrates appropriate motivational techniques, inspirational leadership, and the spirit of a leader. This award is presented to Cadet John Stovall from Virginia Tech. The USAA Warrior Spirit Award, presented by Command Sergeant Major Retired Joe Zettelmoyer, is presented to the cadet that best demonstrated the personal actions necessary to represent the Army profession, ethics, and officership while best exemplifying the warrior spirit. This award is presented to Cadet Stephen Carson from University of Arizona. The Armed Forces Services Corporation Award is presented by Mr. Ross Simonson to the top male and female cadet who achieved the highest score in Army physical fitness. This award is presented to Cadet Brandon Beater from Penn State University Park and Cadet Maureen Burns from St. John's University, Minnesota. The National Guard Association Award is presented by Captain Robert Cottenham. The award is presented to the top Army National Guard cadet in each regiment, as determined by regimental cadre. This award is presented to Cadet Jacob Argasola from the University of Pittsburgh. The Recondo Award is presented to the cadet who has displayed individual superior performance and was a first-time go in the heavy physical band of the Army Occupational Physical Assessment Test, was a first-time go on written land navigation, achieving a score of 90% or higher, finding 5 out of 6 points on the land navigation course, was a first-time go on first aid and chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear defense events, completed the 6-mile foot march in 90 minutes or less, and qualified sharpshooter or better in basic rifle marksmanship. There are 86 Recondo cadets standing before you in formation. Their names are marked with an asterisk in the program. At the completion of today's ceremony, awardees will return to the field for individual congratulations and photo opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving all the awardees a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the guest speaker for today's ceremony, General James Dickinson.
All right, good morning, Fort Knox. Who? Oh, now that we can do better than that. Good morning, Fort Knox. All right, what a great day to be out here on this beautiful parade field, beautiful weather. General Evans, where are you? Thank you for inviting me to be a guest speaker here for the 3rd Regiment graduation. Very special for me to get the opportunity to be here with you today. And most importantly, good morning, 3rd Regiment. Whoa! I don't know. We might try that again. Good morning, 3rd Regiment. All right. You're a regiment named for a giant amongst soldiers, World War II veteran and Chief of Staff of the U.S. Army, General George Decker. He is a legend in our Army, and I'm honored to be part of a graduation ceremony for a unit associated with him. Congratulations to all of you, and congratulations to the great awardees that we just saw in front of us, And in particular, congratulations to the 86 Recondo recipients today. That is a fabulous achievement, and my understanding to date during this summer camp cycle is the largest they've had. So today, more than 630 of you are graduating from one of the most formative training experiences of your Army career. Some of you will commission when you return from camp to your campuses, and most of you have another year before you have that honor of commissioning. No matter your timeline, I look forward to welcoming you all as Army officers. I look forward to calling you a soldier, and I'm honored to be part of the ceremony today. Today, in my current job, I'm quite frankly a joint officer, so everything I look at is through a lens of purple, which is joint. But my heart is still with the Army, and the blood in my veins surely runs Army green. I've been where you are now, a long time ago. Thinking back this morning, as I was looking out on this formation, it was 37 years ago, in fact, that I stood in a formation not here at Fort Knox, Kentucky, but I stood at that time at Fort Lewis, Washington. But I suspect you're thinking the same thing I was when I was in your boots at advanced camp graduation. It's been more than a month, 38 days to be exact, some very challenging as I understand. I'm sure you're tired, maybe not as hot as you've normally been. We've had a beautiful morning, but you're probably ready to move out. In my understanding, those tents over there is where that will happen as soon as I'm done talking. So, how long is this old soldier standing before you going to talk today? So that's my dilemma. Do I speak for 40 seconds so that you can quickly get on your way to your flight or your drive home? Or do I speak for 40 minutes to delay all the final tasks that you may face in terms of transitioning from Fort Knox, Kentucky? Well, how about we compromise? I trade you a few minutes standing in formation for the sake of an old soldier's perspective, and I promise it'll be short. I know your generation is used to operating at warp speed and anxious to move out and get things done. And I'm anxious to watch you do just that. This, after all, the terabyte generation, you are a generation who grew up with the rapidly advancing technology, perfected it early, and use it brilliantly to execute your mission. The year I graduated from this course, a Commodore 128 computer was the latest and greatest, complete with a whopping 120 kilobytes of memory. A couple of years later, Apple Macintosh Plus was the computer everybody strived to achieve, buy, and have in their room. Well, today, technology, and especially space-based technology, has become central to our modern way of life and, quite frankly, our modern way of war. Today, you carry in your pocket exponentially more computing power than the walls of mainframe computers we use to run the intercontinental ballistic missile capsules and nuclear aircraft carriers. The average smartphone today has more processing power than all the computers NASA used to send our astronauts to the moon during the Apollo program. Today, you're as comfortable with scrolling through a Kindle as we were with a dog-eared paperback book crammed into the back pocket of our jeans as we went to our English Lit class in college. Too often, people view this as an insurmountable gap between our generations. I'm even asked by my friends from my lieutenant days if this generation is so different from ours that we can't serve in the same Army and be effective in executing our vital national security missions. And I tell them emphatically, no, it isn't. And yes, we can. How, they ask? The gap between us is so massive. So I tell them, the tools are different, the weapons are more sophisticated and challenging to operate, the tasks more daunting, the strategic environment more volatile, and the imperative to win more compelling. Renewed and emergent peer competitors, Russia and China, are constantly testing and probing us in every warfighting domain: air, land, sea, cyber, and space. But despite the differences between my time in advanced camp and yours today, the values, the virtues, and the motivations of this generation of soldiers is the same as ours were: the sense of purpose, the obligation to serve, the love of country, the selfless service, and the willingness to sacrifice. Those are timeless characteristics, and you all have them too. It is obvious you do. You've just proven it. You've survived 38 days of Army ROTC advance camp, and you're on the cusp of a commission as an officer and a leader in the United States Army. Remember, less than 1% of our population serves in the armed forces. Fewer still do as commissioned officers. You are among the elite. Our service and our nation are in good hands with this generation. This course has seen to that. You've been challenged, developed, shaped, and tested into warfighters. You've had a taste of the heart of the Army's mission, tactical, ground-pounding warfighting. You've learned of its operational imperative, planning, executing, and winning the fight. And you've reached an understanding of how tactical excellence drives warfighting success. You've learned the importance of our warrior ethos and how it's a combat enabler. And you've learned how to apply those ethos to mission execution. You've learned how to work each day to live the Army values. You've learned the importance of loyalty to the Constitution, to the Army, to the mission, and just as importantly, to each other. Duty, to fulfill your obligations. Respect, through treating others as they should be treated. Selfless service, by putting the welfare of the nation, the Army, and your subordinates before your own. The honor of living up to all the Army values. Integrity, through doing what's right, legally and morally, always. And personal courage, where you faced your fears, danger, and adversity. You have been exposed to why the Army insists on a high level of fitness, both physically and mentally. The more fit you are, the more combat effective you are. It's what the Army and what I, as a combatant commander, expect of each of you. Along the way, you've seen what each of our branches have to offer, so that you can begin refining your choices of where you want to be and where you want to serve. I recall the impression I had of Air Defense Artillery Branch booth at Fort Lewis, Washington during advance camp, and how that experience influenced my career to this day. Right now, we have a functional area for space warfighters, with soldiers from other branches specializing in space operations. We're always looking for superb Army leaders to help us win the joint fight in space. When you get to that point in your career, give us a call. We're always hiring, and we'll welcome you to join us in this new imperative to protect and defend U.S. and allied interests in space. So now, as the time has arrived to let you move out and get things done, so I best let you go. Again, I'm honored to have been part of this ceremony. I can't wait to see you wearing those bars of a second lieutenant in our U.S. Army. Years from now, you'll look back on this experience fondly. Years from now, you'll still be in touch with the men and women who lived this experience with you, and who you are and who you relied upon to get through this experience. Years from now, you'll be serving alongside these warriors and defending our freedom and that of our allies. And from this day until then, the American people will be grateful to you and thankful for your service. So again, congratulations, God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. Hua!
perform the ceremonial pass and review. Please remember to stand and render honors to the nation as the colors pass your location. Now passing the reviewing stand is the 1st Armored Division Band from Fort Bliss, Texas, commanded by Chief Warrant Officer 3, Michael J. Moore. Now passing the reviewing stand is the Commander of Troops for today's graduation, Cadet Brian Tenike from Ferris State University. Now passing the reviewing stand is Alpha Company, led by Cadet Jacob Bianchi from University of Texas, San Antonio. Now passing the reviewing stand is Bravo Company, led by Cadet Trevor Vanpool from the University of Central Missouri. Now passing the reviewing stand is the Color Guard, led by Cadet Thomas Little from the University of North Georgia. Now passing the reviewing stand is Charlie Company, led by Cadet Jessica O'Leary from Northeastern University. Now passing the reviewing stand is Delta Company, led by Cadet Richard Lee from the University of Alabama. Gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army song. The words can be found in your program. Sing Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the 3rd Regiment Cadet Summer Training 2021 graduation ceremony. Family and friends, please allow a few moments for your cadets to prepare for departure before joining them at the tents to the right of your field. For your enjoyment while you wait, we have a COVID-friendly small reception set up to the rear of the reviewing stand. Thank you for attending. Leadership excellence.